Mitochondrial Eve often gets all of the attention, but Y chromosome Adam is where things get really interesting. So let's talk about Albert Perry. He was born into slavery in South Carolina around 1820, and it wasn't until more recently when someone was trying to uncover the history of their family history, that we realized something really, really interesting here. So remember, mitochondrial Eve, we know that this person existed sometime around 150,000 years ago. We come to that conclusion by taking all genome samples and tracking back that mtDNA to see where that common ancestor was, the mother that we can all trace our lineage to. You can do something similar with Y-DNA as well. Enter Albert Perry. Prior to this DNA being tested, the Y chromosome Adam was thought to be somewhere around 140, 150,000 years ago. Every male, you could track that Y chromosome common ancestor back around 150,000 years ago. Pretty similar to mitochondrial Eve, until this happened. And then we got a new branch, and that Y chromosome Adam was pushed back in time to account for everybody, because this genetic profile had not been discovered and was not included over here. Because the Y chromosome haplotype, the one we thought was the oldest one, had previously been called A0, this new one was called A00, and further research actually found some other people with that same haplotype residing in Cameroon. Something else important to say is that initially they found that this ancestor likely lived between 237 and 581,000 years ago, which is substantial. That's really far back. That's more than twice as far back as we had previously thought with that 140,000 estimate. Another more recent paper wanted to look more into that, and their conclusion was that the last common ancestor lived more closely to around 208,000 years ago. But that's the thing with mitochondrial Eve, Y chromosome Adam. We don't often talk about that, but it is a fluid thing. It's not static. It's not always going to be the same. For example, like if these groups, they were lost, they no longer existed, the Y chromosome Adam would move up again. If we found another group that had even more ancient haplotypes, it could move back. The initial comment said Albert Perry breaks the model, but in reality, this strongly supports our current understanding of evolution, and that is that in Africa, humans were widespread across the continent. And over time, as the climate would ebb and flow, humans would come together, come apart, come back together, and that diversity likely played a role in why we were so successful once we left Africa and outcompeted the other human species like Neanderthals, Denisovans, Floresiensis, and the ones we don't even know about.